Back in 2002, I ended up with a bad bout of flu, which previous to that I was never ever ill, never sick. So after this bad bout of flu, I went to the doctors because I never got over it. I just felt tired all of the time. You know, I could go to bed, sleep a good 10 hours at night and get up and still feel tired. So he did some blood tests and figured out that I'd got underactive thyroid, which is an autoimmune condition. I'd stayed on the medication for 2 years after that, then went back to the doctors. He referred me to a specialist, and I was actually misdiagnosed with ME. Then about a year later, my hair started falling out. So I went back to the doctors again, and then they said, well, have we ever found out why your hair started falling out? So they did another course of blood tests, more in-depth blood tests, and then that's when they found the PBC in my blood. So the whole process took 5 years in total. Emotionally, I was absolutely gutted when my hair fell out. I managed to put my hair up and hide it, but a week after that it started going at the front. So I had no choice. I had to make a decision in 2 weeks just to shave it off and go and buy a wig and then just pass it off as my own hair, because I felt like I couldn't tell people that I'd lost my hair. So we was never sure whether it was the medication, the underactive thyroid or the PBC. But then I did start with itchy feet as well. I mean, I'd be driving along and I'd pull over to scratch them because it was just in the arch of your foot. I ended up buying a sander because it was that bad, just to sand the skin off my feet, and I used a razor blade as well. When I went to the doctors with that, they actually said that I had trench foot. That's what they said I had. So after the diagnosis of PBC, he put me on urso. My liver specialist did tell me that I should be having blood tests with my doctor to measure the urso, especially in the first few weeks of taking it. So I write it in my diary to go to and have a blood test every 6 months. I had actually never ever heard of PBC, but when I got diagnosed with it, I know it sounds a bit strange, I was quite relieved, because after the 5-year journey going to the hermatologist, the dermatologist, I never knew what it was. We never ever got anywhere. So when I was diagnosed with PBC, at least there was some answers to why I was feeling so tired. But the lifeline for me was actually joining the PBC Foundation and definitely getting that contact list of other people that are in my area and giving one of them a call and had a chat with somebody who had been diagnosed a few years before myself. I just turned it totally into a positive. I just thought, right, I can either sit at home and wallow about it, or I can get out there and do something positive. My hopes and dreams for the future is to keep my group running, get more people on board, raise more awareness, get out there with things, and maybe even travel around England to sort of raise the awareness and just go to different parts of England to do that with the group of people that I've got together and any new members that we get, which would be a real great inspiration to do that, move forward.